Hello and welcome to furryearsworld, where we are back on the jolly old Sky Factory. And when we were last here, we were working on our induction smelters downstairs in our dark, dingy areas. And in the meantime, I've been emptying the chest on my tree farm, and my barrel's full. My barrel is actually full here. My wood barrel, my oak wood barrel, is absolutely rammed with oak wood. To the extent that I'm actually going to put some in the ME system, because eventually there's going to be recipes in there for the oak wood, so it makes sense that there's, you know, stuff in there. Are we going on to the... no, we're still not using those ones. So today what I want to do is void that barrel up there, maybe void these two barrels here. So I think that's three void things we need. Void upgrades. VOID. Voiding upgrades. Where are you, voiding upgrades? There, these things. It's pistons and obsidian. It shouldn't be too much of a bad job for us. So if we get pistons, we need 6 of them. Like so. Start. That's gone off. That's crafting 6 pistons for me. So if I grab piston, chuck, and then obsidian. I actually like the simplicity of this recipe. 1, 2, 3, and we can't just apply that. As much of a nuisance as that is, we need structural upgrades. I think we need tier 2 structural upgrades. Structural upgrades. I think we need that and that. So that is a recipe we're going to program in, actually. We're not going to pillock about. So we want to... do we know how to make fences yet? Let's check this thing. This will tell us. Do we know how to make fences? I'm looking at that. I'm not seeing a fence recipe. So it looks like we don't know how to make fences. Most of the wooden kits down here. Yeah, we don't know how to make fences. That's fine. So, fences. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay. ST. Do you know how to make sticks? No, you don't know how to make sticks. Okay. Well, that's not gone well. Generally. Wood. Craft me some wood, please. Start. Thank you. So I will give you that, and that will make 4 sticks. That's a recipe. Thank you. Bosh. Pop that in a line somewhere. There was a spare one, wasn't there? There. So you can have that. That tells me how to make sticks. So we can STIC. We can now request sticks. Make me... doesn't matter, 1 stick will do. Then using that, we can set a fence recipe. Nice. And that can go on a line in a molecular assembler. We're going to start at the top because, you know, there's no point in being crazy munchkin about this. So we can now do fence and craft me one of them. Doesn't matter. Excellent. So now we should be able to do that, and then we've got a recipe for that. Perfect. So now we can order up structural 1, tier 1 upgrades. And I'm fairly confident tier 2 are not mind-bogglingly complicated. Yeah, it's just iron, isn't it? So we need some more blanks if we've got them. Craft me 10 more blanks if you can. You can. Nice job. I mean, glass was a restricting factor before, but now we've got the auto glass manufacturing. We're sorted. Okay, so if we go with that, bosh, program that recipe in. So we can now make the tier 1s and the tier 2s nicely. All very, very pleasing to the eye. So if we come in here, we need 3 of each. So we want upgrade. That's not great. STRU. So I want to craft me 3 of them. Taking your time there. It's having to think about it. You can have the covers back. Okay, it's made those 3. I've got loads of fences on me for some reason. And I need 3 of them. And again, taking our dear sweet time. There we go. We could do with some sort of crafting monitor, maybe. I don't know. what that would be, but we could do with it. So over here we want that and that and that, and then that and that and that, and they're now set to void, so they won't fill up ever. This wood one up here is going to be the same, get the same treatment. That and that and that, and then we can just dump the wood in there willy-nilly like. We'll always have a stack of wood. We should be using the ME system to do all that, but we're not. There's a bit more wood gone in there, that's fine. This thing, we've now got 4 netherrack. We could run away before we get poisoned. We can cook that netherrack and make 1 nether brick. One block of nether brick type stuff, like a nether wall. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I mean that's what we need. So if we pop that in there, that should do something, and that should give me 4 nether bricks. Yeah, nether bricks, nice. So we need to wait till we've got twice that many before we can make the magma crucible, which will enable us to make the top tier redstone shiz and waz and stuff. There we go, 4 nether bricks. So we craft them up into that jobby. Nice. And that can go in there. In the meantime, we need some recipes for Invar. INV. We've got 7 in there. That's not what I wanted to do at all. INVAR. Invar. An ingot of finest Invar, please. One of these is made with 1 ferrous and 2 iron. Okay, so if we make a recipe up for that, it's a processing recipe for Invar, and it's this one we want. 2 iron, 1 nickel. Okay, so iron, 2 iron and 1 ferrous. I might have to search for that. Yeah, 1 ferrous. And that's going to give us, I think it was 3 Invar, wasn't it? INV. 1, 2, 3. And that's a recipe. And we can try that one downstairs and see if that actually does what it's supposed to do. Theoretically, it should. It's turning into a bit of a spider's web down here, but that's okay. There you go. We'll see if that works. We'll pull the Invar out of the system, and we will tell it to make maybe 10 more Invar. Invar seems to be sort of an invaluable ingredient at the moment. INV. If we can pull that out, it's offering us a craftable recipe, so we want to make 10. Start. It's starting to do stuff, so I'm guessing that that recipe actually works. So I'm quite happy with that. So Invar is now a craftable commodity. We need to do the same with Electrum. Electrum. That's okay, so we can go back onto this Electrum. Boosh, 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 a boosh. I'm sure it's just 1 silver, 1 gold. Alloy smelter. Doesn't have to be pulverized, does it? No, I didn't think so. That's fine. 1 silver, 1 gold. GO. Gold is you know, it's not as prevalent as I would like. Silver. SIL. And we'll have 1 of them. Silver's really not prevalent either. If we need to burn a lot of Electrum, we'll probably have to do something. I think that makes 2, doesn't it? I probably should check on that. Otherwise, some of my recipes are going to go peak-tong horribly. Yeah, it makes 2. That's fine. So that's a processing recipe. Grab that out. Clear that off. Turn that back to crafting. And we actually should be able to do it from here. It should show up. Induction smelter. Yeah, there's the Electrum induction smelter. So there is the Invar induction smelter. I like to keep them separate. I got into awful trouble in the olden days with the first release of ME system, getting all clogged up with that sort of stupidity. So now I like to sort of like separate things out, keep things nice and straightforward and simple, and because this is all straightforward and simple, I think you'd agree. Now what I want to build I'm looking at my reactor here. Or do I want to do those unstable ingots? Oh no, we need the activated division sigil, don't we? We need a silky jewel. S-I-L-K-Y. A silky jewel from Tinker's Construct, which is made with silky cloth and an emerald. Silky cloth is string around an aluminium brass nugget. Or a gold nugget. Well, we should be able to make that. That shouldn't be a problem. I think we've got gold nuggets. It's craftable. Make me 10 gold nuggets. Nice. 18 gold nuggets. Sweet as a nut. So, if I do that... I don't think I've got any string in there. That's okay. String aplenty. String, I'm telling you, aplenty. So we need at least 8 of them, because I want to make 2 of the silky jewels. So if I chuck the string in there, I don't know if it makes a difference making more than 1 of them. That's it. That's all we can make for now. So that's 8. That's all we need. That's actually all we need. Emerald. Emerald? Excellent. We've got 81 emeralds. We're doing fine on the emerald front. Boop, 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 boop. Makes a silky jewel. Bop, bop. We get 2 silky jewels. Nice. Now we need a shovel. A tinker's shovel. Have we got a shovel head pattern? We might have a shovel head pattern. What's in here? Yeah, we got a shovel head pattern. Nice. We could go the whole hog and make the excavator. Maybe that's the thing we should make. Let's see if we can go the whole hog and make the excavator. We'll need to empty the smeltery at the back. We will need to empty the excavator, the smeltery at the back. Aluminium, brass. We're going to need 1 of them. And we're probably going to need a little bit of iron. Iron. I don't know how much. We'll melt a bit. We'll melt as much as the thing can hold. Then we'll definitely have enough to make what we need to make. So we need to empty this. How many have we got left in there? 9, which is a shame. That is a genuine shame. Right, you need to melt. And you need to drain. So that's 1. 2. 3. 4. So this will make us our shovel. 5. Or our excavator, no less and no more. I think there's more than just the head for the excavator. I think you need heavy plates and stuff. But we'll need to get all that shiz-waz up and running anyway. But the excavator is a better tool for doing what we want to do. If we're going to be activating a division sigil, we've got to prep a large area for activating the division sigil so we can be nice and set. I just poured the thing I just melted, didn't I? Okay, you can have that back. In fact, you're going to need another 1 or 2 of them. If we've got to make more patterns, which I think we will, so I'll just bang another 2 in there anyway. You can have that back. Because we don't really need that for the time being. I've got a bit of beef on me. Killing all the cows that we get spawning in gets me a lot of beef. There you go, deal with that. Right, let's go and see what patterns we need. See if we can mock some stuff up. It's raining outside, look. The world is wet. Can't be helped. We've got this. We want to make the excavator head, which I think is that one. So we'll grab that. What else do we need for an excavator? We haven't got the actual... I thought we had the table that we need. Oh, maybe we don't. How the hell did we make a metal mattock then? How did we make this? Oh well. We must have had one somewhere, but God alone knows what I've done with it. So we need the forge, is it forge? F-O-R-G-E, tool forge? Tool forge. One of these jobbies. So we need 3 of them and some iron. Have we got enough to make 3 of them? Yeah, we have. No, those are seared bricks. Those aren't going to do the... No, they're not going to do it, are they? I've only got 1 of them then. Ooh, that's a little awkward. S-E... It's 2 seared... Oh, God. Well, that's a bit of a crisis. Not the end of the world. It's not. It's really not the end of the world. We'll just shut that up. And we will go and grab some clay out of our thingy over here. This thing. The sludge boiler makes clay blocks. Nice. Do you want to sort that inventory so we don't have issues with it? And then we can just easily knock together a few more seared bricks. We don't need a lot. We just need enough to do the job we need to do. So if we just chuck some clay down, bish, bash, bosh, 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 and then we get the hammer, which we've been, you know, carrying around for a wee while. And then I try and remember what the vein miner key is. That would apparently be it. I don't know whether that got snatched up or anything. We got 36 clay out of that, so that's not too bad. You can have all that clay, because I'm feeling generous. We had 48 clay in there anyway. Because we're an idiot. A genuine 100% idiot. We need a bit of gravel, so we'll just grab half a stack of that. And then we can just go gravel, sand, clay, bosh, seared goo. And that can go in there. And then we can just wander over here and throw the rest of this garbage away. There's no point in, like, walking around with garbage in your pocket. I think that got sucked up anyway. My best intentions, I think that got sucked up. That's got that in it, which it shouldn't have. Hello? Isn't that supposed to be getting some sand and stuff in it? Ugh, it'll sort itself out. It'll sort itself out, I'm not worried. So we should have those bricks now that we need. 10, that's plenty. No, it's not. 12 is plenty. 10 is actually plenty because we already got one of them, but that's fine. And we need some blocks of iron, which is fine. I-R-O-N. Eep, eep, eep. That makes blocks of iron. We need 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. And we need to clear that and go over to here and do the dance of 1,000 bricks. So we should be able to make the tool forge now, which we can upgrade our tool station to be a tool forge. So, which I believe is that one. Yep, that can go. We need to pick it up, and then we can craft on here with brick, 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 brick. That's meat. We don't really include meat in the recipe. The meat is not necessarily a key ingredient. Tool forge. Douche. Then this will tell us what we need for the excavator. A heavy plate, a heavy binding, and I'm guessing that's a heavy tool rod. None of which we have recipe for. So we want the heavy binding, the heavy plate, and the heavy tool rod. That one. There we go. That's all the recipes we should need. Excellent. So we now need to turn those into stone versions of said, which is easy enough to do. Like so. It does burn through your stone when you do this, but hey, it's only stone. We've got plenty of the damn stuff. Then we need to take them downstairs. So we need another actual gold aluminium brass thing. Not gold at all. We'll need another one of them. We will have enough iron to do this though, so that's okay. I'm going to crack on until my tool is finished. Melt that for me. We will knock that out, and we will put the heavy binding on there. Pour one of them. Grab, grab. That can go away. We will put the excavator head on there. Pour that. Grab, grab. We will put the tone rod thing on there, and then grab, grab. And then we're waiting on this little fella to melt, and then we're going to make the heavy plate. So as soon as you've melted, dude, in fact you can have a lot of iron. Probably not enough iron, I'm going to be honest with you. That's probably not enough iron to make a heavy plate. Yeah, it did actually work. I was a bit worried then. I was a little bit panicky. Don't really want these stone things. We could make a stone excavator. But stone excavators are just, you know, garbage. I want to say garbage. So we don't really want one of them. So we just wait for the iron to melt. We'll keep topping it up with iron. I mean, it's not that big a smeltery, so kind of do need. Keep on top of the whole iron business. How are you doing, Reactor, my boy? I'd like to get the reactor sorted. I really would like to get the reactor sorted. I think that's pressing on me now. This is causing my mind consternation. We need to alleviate that consternation. It's not going to get any better without sort of doing some work on that. So I've got 18 in there now. I think another batch of 18 should be enough iron to make what we need to make this excavator. I mean, they're not cheap. The excavator, not a cheap tool. And with the 2 silkies on it, it's going to be a priceless little gem, that one. So I'm quite looking forward to it. As to activating the division sigil, not really quite looking forward to that so much as you might think. Generally, no. Generally, no. It's a curse of a job activating the excavator. Yeah, we're burning through the iron now, quite hard. 2, 1. Was that enough? Holy cow, that was actually enough. Okay, so we've got two big plates. I don't know why I made 2. Anyone know why I made 2? I think technically speaking, it's because I'm an idiot. I only needed 1. I thought I was making a hammer, but I'm not, am I? I'm not making a hammer. So I didn't need 2 of them. We might bang one of them back in again. It would produce more iron than just melting an iron ingot. Mind you, we could actually just put blocks in there, but they'd probably take an appreciably longer period to melt. And we're kind of under the cosh here, time-wise. We need to get this job done. We need this excavator in our lives fundamentally, right now. That's all I'm saying. Is right now is when we need it. Not in 5 minutes, not in 10 minutes, just right now. You can have. Are you going to melt that? Are you going to melt that? Yeah, you are. Thank you. There you go. Right, pull me one of them. Sweet. Topping up nicely. Brimming to the max. There we go. I like the way these things cool so quickly. In the real world, you'd burn your hand. Your little paw would get really badly burnt. Just picking up something that's made of freshly molten metal. It's hard, but it's not. It won't be cool for hours. Not properly. Okay, that's the excavator head, so we just need the tough tool rod. And then we've got everything we need to make yon excavator. That's it. That's all we needed. You can have that back. I'm feeling generous. You can have that back. Right, let's go put this thing together and put the silky manangawak on it. A pair of silky manangawaks, no less. I want to make an excavator, please. So I will give you a heavy plate, a tough binding, a tool rod, and an excavator head. And you will give me an excavator. Top job. Come out of there, go in again. Put tool there. Silky jewel. Oh, we can only do it once. Okay. We can only silky jewel it once. And that's fine and dandy with me. Okay, so we've got our excavator, which is silky. Which means it does silk touch, which means we will get what we dig, which is kind of what we want if we're going to be activating the division sigil. We're not going to necessarily do anything with what we get from the division sigil, but it's nice to have the option there to keep that stuff, because that stuff is a liability if you put it anywhere. If I introduce that to my grassland, the world of pain that we would go into is I don't want to talk about it. It's unpleasant. It's unspeakable amounts of misery that would happen. But for now, what did I just put in there? Oh, the silky. Okay. But for now, from Furry Ears World, we are going to go with cheery old and ta-ta.